Hey, this is JBAT, and today I will be doing a review for the story Batman: A Death in the Family. Now, this story originally occurred over 4 issues in Batman 426, 427, 428, and 429, but they have been collected into like one book, a collection, which you can kind of consider a graphic novel. So this will be my review for Batman: A Death in the Family, and it tells the tragic story of what happened to Jason Todd, the second Robin. And fans also got the choice of voting on what happens to Robin in the end. Hey, what's up? This is me, JBAT, and today I'll be doing a review for the storyline Batman: A Death in the Family. And this storyline occurred in the year 1988 to 1989, I believe, and it occurred over like 4 issues of Batman. I think it was Batman. It was 4 issues of Batman, like in the 400s or whatever. But this storyline is about the death of Jason Todd, who was the second Robin. Now, the thing that made this storyline popular back then and kind of holds up well now, it was that the fans had to choose on Jason Todd's fate. Should he be like murdered or whatever, or would he survive? But obviously the outcome from like the votes, what I'm saying, the fans chose that Jason Todd should die as Robin, and so they actually killed off Robin, the second Robin, in the storyline, and he was actually murdered by the Joker or whatever, and like an explosion or whatever. But I'll touch on that in my review for this tale. Now, this series has been collected into like as you can see, like a graphic novel, but it's not. It's a graphic novel, but it's really not. It's just it collects those stories, from Batman: A Death in the Family, and like I said, that occurred over like 4 issues, which were Batman 426, Batman 427, Batman 428, and Batman 429. And as you can see, there's like the iconic image of Batman holding Robin, Jason's Todd, after he's like has died. And it's also on the back too, as you can see, those iconic images, very bloody. Okay, so yeah, this will be my review for Batman: A Death in the Family. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm on. Now, at the start of Batman: A Death in the Family, like in what was considered, I guess you could say, the first issue, but I just go ahead and combine them all together. Batman and Robin have tracked down like a kitty porn rings leader hideout, and it's like in a warehouse. Then they have like a fight or whatever. Then right there from the start, you could tell that there was something wrong with like Jason Todd. He's like reckless and like violent. He doesn't want to listen to like Batman. So eventually, the Batman takes him off duty, and he decides, to keep from being Robin. But Jason has other plans, of course. So actually, Jason starts to cruise to like Crime Alley where Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered, and Jason Todd's parents, I think, lived in that area. So he cruises through Crime Alley, and he come across like a woman. What I'm saying? Her name was Miss Walker, and she gives like Jason like his parents' belongings, like stuff that they had left over, because his parents had like died, and after they died, Jason had ran away. So she kept their belongings, and she decides to give them to Jason Todd, who takes the belongings back to Wayne Manor. And when he's at Wayne Manor, he's looking through like the belongings that his parents had left behind, and he finds like birth certificates and pictures. But on the birth certificate, he finds out that his mother was really not his mother. The mother that had died, that he thought he knew, that was really his stepmother, and his real mother is somehow missing. So he manages to locate and realize that there's like 3 different women who could be his mother. And he does this on like the computer in the Batcave. So then he decides to start tracking down each 3 women and find out which one is actually his mother. So then he has to take a trip to like I think it's Lambanese or something like that, the area is called. In search of his Bruce Wayne believes that it was Jason's parents' death, and that's making him like reckless and like the way he is and doesn't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? He kind of believes that is what has caused him to slip or whatever. But eventually, like Jason Todd, he travels to like Lebanon or whatever in search of his mother. So I'm saying, and after that, you have and meanwhile, while all this is happening, the Joker has escaped from Arkham Asylum. You know what I'm saying? And then he's out to he goes back to like a hideout that he had, finds like a missile and decides to sell this missile to like a Arab terrorist to replenish his funds because he has no money, so he has to sell this missile to like some terrorists, like over like an, you know what I'm saying, like Arab, like I'm saying Arab, like Arabian terrorists basically or whatever. So Batman tracks him because Gordon lets Batman know that the Joker has escaped and told him about the Joker. Then Batman's like follows like little clues to the Joker's hideout. Then he finds out that the Joker had like a missile. He suspects that the Joker had like a nuclear warhead or something, and that he's planning to sell it to like some terrorists, you know what I'm saying? So he decides to also take off for Lee Bannon in search of the Joker, whatever. It turns out that's where even Jason Todd is at. So him and Jason Todd meet up, you know, because Jason is looking for his mother. So both Bruce Wayne and Jason Todd meet. Then they become like Batman and Robin in search of the, you know what I'm saying, like the Joker. They realize that the Joker is there, and now they're in search of the Joker. Plus they're looking for Jason's mother too. At the same time. Once they find the Joker, then they do realize that he was trying to sell like a missile for like some cash because he's broke. He doesn't have any money. They track him down. They had like a confrontation. They fight like his thugs and stuff like that. Then somehow the missiles exploded or whatever. It was because it was like sabotaged by the Joker, but then he managed to escape. So after all that, Batman and Robin didn't have like a battle with Lady Shiva, and she has like a brood about it. She actually knocks Jason out, like Robin out, and then she has like a fight with Batman, beating him up. He gets like bloody and stuff like that, you know. So then eventually they like tie her down. They take care of her. Then after that, they pursue. They actually travel to Ethiopia now, looking for Jason's mother. They realize that two of the women at this point were not Jason's mother, so it's only one. And I'm not going to spoil who the woman was that turns out to be Jason's mother. Then I won't spoil that or whatever. So eventually they go to Ethiopia and they find who the lady is, and the Joker is there. And she actually surprisingly sets up her own son, Jason Todd. Once he reconciles with her and finds her, she actually sets him up with the Joker, and lets the Joker know that her son is there, you know what I'm saying? And then the Joker beats Jason Todd real bad with like a crowbar, and it's like very bloody. They have like a movie adaptation kind of, but it's kind of loosely based on this, but it's like very violent. It's called Batman Under the Red Hood, and that was kind of based on this tale, you know, that Batman, a Death in the Family. So the Joker beats like Jason Todd very bad, like, you know, with a crowbar, you know. It's like bloody and all real violent and stuff. Blood gets all on the Joker's clothes. Yeah, and then somehow the reason why Batman wasn't there at this point was he actually left to take care of something else while all this was going on. He decided to let Jason stay with his mother, you know, and I didn't want to spoil it too much, you know what I'm saying? So that's why he wasn't there when the Joker was doing this. But he does kind of learn that the Joker did come there where Jason and his mother was, and then he decides to get there, but then he is too late, and Jason Todd and his mother are both killed like in an explosion. You know what I'm saying? Because he finds Jason Todd and he's like realizing that he dead. Now the big part of this story was like the fan base at the time, you know, they had to decide the outcome of Jason Todd's fate as Robin. You had to choose whether or not should they kill Robin or would they let Robin live, you know. So obviously all the fans voted to kill Robin, and they had him killed in the end. So that's why they actually had killed Robin off in Batman, A Death in the Family, you know. And this occurred over like 4 issues of Batman, you know. And now, and that's basically all. And now it kind of continues on. Like Batman, Bruce Wayne, he eventually takes Jason Todd's body back to Gotham City. Then he has him buried with his mother, you know. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was kind of, you know, it's kind of sad to a certain extent because the boy, now he's just suddenly gone, you know. He was like a living, breathing person, and now he's just suddenly gone. So that's what kind of makes it seem, you know, like tragic, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like tragic. Now, meanwhile, the Joker has escaped or whatever, and now he has become like the Iranian ambassador of the United Nations. They unite him, the Iranian ambassador of the United Nations. Then he decides to kill everybody with his sleeping gas, but Batman shows up, you know, and prevents it, you know what I'm saying? This is all after Jason has passed away, you know. And Superman makes an appearance in the story, too. He actually helps Batman take out the Joker at the end, because the Joker uses, like, the gas, you know what I'm saying? It's this deadly gas. Superman arrives and, like, sucks all the gas up, you know what I'm saying? So the Joker won't kill anybody, you know. I thought that was kind of cool. It's cool seeing Batman and Superman again, you know. And another tale, you know. But yeah, and I'm gonna touch on some things like the writers of this story was Jim Starlin and Marv Wolfman. You know what I'm saying? Then you had like the pencilers, which was Tim Aparicio and Tom Grammel. And then you had the inkers, Mike DiCarlo and Bob McLeod. Then you had the letterer, which was John Costanza. And then you had the colorist, which is Adrian Roy. You know what I'm saying? Now, Alfred, he also makes an appearance in the story too. I didn't want to mess up on that. You know what I'm saying? And this actually continues after when the Joker has shot and paralyzed Barbara, you know what I'm saying, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. So it actually does like continue like the Batman traditional historic storyline. This is actually after like he had shot and paralyzed her too as well. But there was like the cool moments in the story. I like the look with Batman in this comic, you know what I'm saying? He looked very cool, you know what I'm saying? The way he's drawn, I thought he looked very cool and stylish, you know, I thought that was cool, you know what I'm saying? The way that like his use of gadgets, he had like batarangs, the bat ropes. Well, I mean, he had like bat darts and bat ropes, like the various gadgets he had. I thought they were cool, you know. Like his vehicles, you know, his vehicles are kind of awful, you know, the Batmobile and the Batcopter and stuff like that. Like he had like bat gliders and stuff like that. And I thought that was kind of like that was okay. But I prefer like his gadgets and like just his presence. Period. I thought was like cool, you know. There's also scenes where the Joker has covering his like white makeup up with like skin makeup that look like human looking, and I thought that was cool because he actually looked like a normal human there, like regular skin, not like the pale white color that he has on his face. I thought that was kind of cool how they did that too. Then there's like some bloody scenes with Batman, even like Robin, Jason Todd, where he got, especially when he got killed, like all the like bloody and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. Like it had like a nice violent touch to it. You know, it wasn't really. You could tell it's aimed at more of a mature crowd at this point, not really like kids or anything, minors, because it was like very violent, you know. But yeah, I thought Batman: The Death in the Family, I would recommend it, you know what I'm saying? It was good. It wasn't really all, you know what I'm saying, too hot to me, you know. But I thought it was pretty cool, you know. This has the 4 Batman issues that the storyline occurred over back in 1988 to 1989. It was called Batman: The Death in the Family. This also collects the 2 more Batman issues that kind of continue the storyline, what was going on, because Two-Face even shows up in it, and they're connected to the main story arc of A Death in the Family. And there was also 2 the new Titans, you know, like the Teen Titans. There's like 2 new Titan stories, because then Nightwing shows up, Dick Grayson, and he plays like a big part in those stories, because he even teams up with Batman in the end to help take out Two-Face, you know. And also in this book they have like the story that introduces Tim Drake as Robin. It was Batman issue 442, and it introduces Tim Drake. This is when Tim Drake made his first appearance as Robin or whatever, and he's the 3rd Robin, you know, because now he has gone on and became a Red Robin, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he debuted in these tales. They have the collection in here where he debuted in Batman 442, where he debuted as Robin. Now he was already in the comics. I think he actually debuted as a kid in issue Batman 436, but he actually made his appearance as Robin in Batman 442, that issue. And that's the whole issue is included in this collection. And this collection is over like 200 issues, you know. It's like 200 and like about 70 issues, and it has like an afterword, you know, by the writer Marv Wolfman, you know. So yeah, this is basically like a collection of 4 Batman issues, 4 main Batman issues of the Death in the Family tale. Then it has like 3 Batman separate issues, and then 2 new Titan issues too, which bring in like Nightwing, you know, because he actually teams up with Batman, you know, like I told you, to take out Two-Face. So yeah, this is my review for Batman: A Death in the Family. As you can see it here, it is rare. And this really wasn't like a graphic novel. You can consider it that because they collected the issues and made them into like a collection. So it's really, it really is though, because that's how Batman: The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One were. They were graphic novels, but I'm saying they did have like 4 issues each that had occurred, you know, and they just combined them into like one book and made them a graphic novel. So that's how this was too, you know. So this basically consisted of really 4 main stories, but the story kind of continued on throughout 3 more Batman issues and the new Titans issue, because you know obviously that kind of makes sense to bring in Dick Grayson, you know, because he was the first Robin, but he went on to become Nightwing, so it kind of made sense for them, the writers, to bring him into like the story arc for Batman and Death in the Family, because he was the original Robin, you know. And this story was about the second Robin dying. Then you had a third Robin, which is Tim Drake. He was introduced as the Robin, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is my JBAT'S review for Batman, A Death in the Family. And I would recommend this. This is a good Batman story, you know. I would highly recommend it, you know. Okay. Alright. Okay, as you can see, this is the now this was actually this was actually in the comics, you know, but they put it together and made it like a like I guess you could say a graphic novel. But this is Batman, as you can see, A Death in the Family. And as you can see, like the iconic image of Batman holding the now deceased Jason Todd, who was Robin, the current Robin at the time, and he's also known as the second Robin too, you know. Okay, so I'm going to basically just flip through this this graphic novel and show you, you know, like little images from the story itself, you know. There's like another picture, like holding Batman holding the now deceased Robin, Jason Todd, you know, and it was very like bloody too, you know. It was like a very bloody tale, you know, and all this was caused by the Joker, you know. And there's like another like bloody image of him too, you know, kind of, you know, creepy or whatever, you know. Now the artwork for this was done by Jim Aparo and Tom Grammett. As you can see, their names are over there, and the inkers were Mike DiCarlo and Bob McLeod, and they did like the coloring for the and stuff, you know. Well, the inkers. Then you have the colorer, which was Adrian Roy. You know what I'm saying? Then various other people, like the letterer was John Costanza, you know. And also like the writers were Jim Starlin and Marv Wolfman. But yeah, like these right here are just basically like some of like the images from the tale, you know. And this story lasted for like I know it was like 4 Batman issues, and it was like where the main story occurred with like the death of Jason Todd. Then it was also like 2 more Batman issues, I believe, that occurred, and then you had two of the new Titans, you know, who were the Teen Titans. You know what I'm saying? They were in this too. As you can see, like here's the Joker images too, you know. He actually had makeup on, covering his pale white skin, and I didn't want to ruin it, but here goes something like the images, you know, from the Joker beating Jason Todd up with the crowbar. You know, it was very violent and gruesome too, you know. As you can see right now, like images him slamming the crowbar down. I didn't want to mess with it too much, you know. I didn't want to spoil it for people who have never, you know, read it. But this was pretty good, you know. It was a pretty good book. I know I liked the look of Batman in it too. You know, he was cool. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. At the look of Batman, he looked kind of awesome. You know, and this is a pretty nice size. But it was basically all those issues collected together. You know, because this whole thing is over like 200 pages together. And even Tim Drake was in this, and this is where he debuted as Robin. Tim Drake. And I think issue Batman 442, that's when Tim Drake debuted as Robin, you know, and he's the 3rd Robin. Okay, so yeah, this is the look of the graphic novel, you know. I'm basically giving you like a shot of. Okay, so this was Batman, A Death in the Family. And there go the iconic image, you know, like Batman holding like Robin, Jason Todd, you know, he died, you know, because of the Joker, you know. In the end, Batman, A Death in the Family is a great read. I would highly recommend, you know, reading this. It's a good tale, and it has some tragic, you know, twists in it too. You know, like you wouldn't suspect that this person would have did this or this person would have did that, you know. But I would highly recommend it, you know. There's like a lots of like interesting, like, you know, plot twists in it and stuff like that to make it kind of, you know, good and surprising, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is my JBAT'S review for Batman, A Death in the Family, and I would highly recommend this.